Hello and welcome to part 2 of my top 20 favorite Twisty puzzles. So, let's get right to it. Coming in at number 10 is Aton's Star. Very difficult puzzle, and unfortunately it probably would be higher if there weren't a few problems with it. I mean, the turning isn't great, it catches quite a bit, but what really bothers me is how easy these center caps are to turn, and sometimes when you're scrambling it, you'll just accidentally turn one without knowing, using your, palm, and it'll put it in an unsolvable state. So, yeah, it's, that bothers me with this puzzle, but in saying that, it's a great puzzle and very difficult, so certainly would recommend getting it. Okay, number 9 is the Gear Cube Ultimate. So, I did buy the Gear Cube Extreme, then I got the Gear Cube Ultimate stickers and re-stickered this, and I gotta say, it's, very cool puzzle. It doesn't take too long, maybe 4 or 5 minutes, but it isn't an easy puzzle either. It's certainly much harder than the regular Gear Cube. So, just because of how fun it is, I've included it. Number 8 is the Dreidel. And this puzzle is amazing. The turning is so good for such a complex mechanism. I mean, I don't even understand how it can turn that well, but it does. So, yeah, really cool puzzle. When it's scrambled, it's just a shape-shifted mess, and a lot of fun to solve. So, definitely recommend this one here. Okay, what do we have here? Number 7 is the Helicopter Dodecahedron. This is a really cool puzzle too, and I would say if you're going to scramble this, you should probably jumble it, because I think that makes the solve a lot more entertaining. When it's jumbled and scrambled, it doesn't even look like it's a dodecahedron. So that's really cool. I think this is a very, very fun puzzle here. Okay, number 6 is the Latch Cube. So I'm not going to bore you with how this works. You can probably already tell with those arrows, but yeah, it's a hard puzzle. Lots of fun. I would not know how to solve this if it weren't for Crazy Bad Keywords tutorial, so want to thank him for that. But yeah, I don't like the color scheme on this. But I mean, yeah, that's all I can really complain about. Other than that, it's a fantastic puzzle. Okay, what is this? 5. This is my Crazy Planet Cube. Can you guess which planet? That's right, it's Saturn, not Neptune. It says Neptune there, but what I've done is I've replaced the centers with other centers. I just haven't removed that. But if you buy two ones that go with each other, you can basically have the whole set. So on Saturn, those centers don't turn when I turn this face on the yellow side. Same with on the white side, but on every other side, they do turn. So this is I would say this is the second hardest cube in the Crazy Planet Cube series. I would say the hardest is Mars, but I do like this solve better. I think it's a lot more fun than the Mars one. But I think all of them are really just fantastic puzzles, and I can't recommend these puzzles enough. They are amazing. So, yeah, that's number 5. Number 4 is the face-turning Starminx, or Starminx version 2. Now, don't confuse this with the corner-turning Starminx version 1, because that's nowhere near as fun as this one. Now, this is probably not the hardest dodecahedron out there, but because of I don't even know. I just think it's a really fun puzzle to play with and solve, and it turns so many pieces when you turn each face. But even that, it's still, if you know how to do it, it's not the hardest puzzle ever. So it is a fun puzzle, but it does take a good chunk of time. So yeah, that's number 4. And number 3 is the geared mix-up cube. This is a really cool puzzle. I definitely think this is a better puzzle than the regular 3x3x3 mix-up cube. But basically what you have here is when you turn it like this, 90 degrees. Now, on a normal gear cube, you would not be able to turn this layer here, but on the mix-up gear cube, you can turn that. And I've only turned that twice, but it looks like, you know, how do I even get it back? It just moves so many pieces around, and it's really cool. So that's my number 3. Alright, number 2. The Bauhinia dodecahedron. My favorite dodecahedron that I own. And so it turns, on the corners there. And really fun puzzle. It's hard, for sure. It's way harder than the face-turning Starmings, but I wouldn't say it's harder than the Master Pendultimate. I would say that's probably the hardest dodecahedron I have. But this is a really cool puzzle. It also shape shifts like that. So, however, once you get it back to dodecahedron shape, you don't have to jumble it again to solve it. Although my solve does involve jumbling anyway. So, yeah, that is number 2. So before I get to number 1, let's go through 4 honorable mentions. So my first one is the Constrained Cube 90. Yeah, I mean, this was at a time it would have made my top 20, but I got more puzzles and I had to, unfortunately, kick it out. But basically you can see how each face on this cube can only turn 90 degrees, and it's blocked if you try to do anything else. Not super complicated to solve, but it is a thinker, so yeah, fun puzzle. And my second honorable mention is the 4x4x6, my third favorite cuboid after the 3x4x5 and 2x4x6. And yeah, I don't know, I just don't have as much fun with this as those other 2 cuboids, so I had to push it out of the top 20, unfortunately. Okay, my third honorable mention. Well, this is the Pentagram, and it's a shape mod of another puzzle I've included in my top 20. I'm not going to say which one, but you might be able to figure it out. So basically it turns on the corners here. Oh, and no, it is not a shape mod of the Bauhinia dodecahedron, if that's what you were thinking. It's a different puzzle that it's a shape mod of. But yeah, really, really fun puzzle, but it didn't go in my top 20 because the turning is pretty bad, and it kind of cuts my fingers when I turn it, so it's not that enjoyable to solve. If there were less problems, it easily would have made this list, but sorry, had to boot you out this time. Maybe hopefully they release a better version of this, because it really is a good puzzle. If it didn't have those problems that I mentioned. Okay, my last honorable mention. Oh, I really didn't want to have to exclude this one, but unfortunately I did because, well, you know, I can only pick 20 for my top 20, unless I wanted to do 25. This probably would be 21. This is the gear, sorry, not gear, this is the Curvicopter 3, and you can see it actually has that centerpiece that it turns, and it makes it harder than the Curvicopter, just the original one. So yeah, really cool puzzle. I really like this puzzle, and yeah, like I said, would have been 21 if I was doing a top 21 favorite puzzles. Okay, this is my all-time favorite Twisty puzzle. Probably not the puzzle you're expecting here, but what is it? It's the Geranium puzzle, my all-time favorite Twisty puzzle. And this just, it could not be number 1. I mean, it's between this and Aton's Star, it's probably my hardest puzzle because there's just so much going on here, so many pieces turn with each circle. Yeah, it's extremely difficult. I would not have been able to solve this without Twisty Puzzling's tutorial, and I've even come up with some of my own algorithms for it, including a 3-cycle of the tiny triangles. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed these videos. Thanks for watching.